Okay.
Here we are.
No. No.
Don't want it.
If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Don't place me in space and time without my consent.
Okay.
No.
Apologies.
Did you guys feel that? That was me getting gaslit. That was me getting mansplained by my sister and gaslit and misled. Anyway, welcome to... We are here. I'm here. At least. Yeah, no,
What?
You don't.
I want to read a series of text messages from you. All right.
Firing out of the gates, spicily.
First, let's intro.
Hi. I'm Brandon Birdwell, guys, and I'm one half of the Cold Hands Warm Hearts podcasting duo.
Hi, guys. I'm the other half. Welcome to episode 139 of the Cold Hands Warm Hearts podcast. I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half.
Slow down.
Okay. This
is a long form podcast.
We got space to fill. Okay, this is me last night to Brandon. When should we record? Brandon, I'm slammed tomorrow, but I can do 12:30 on Tuesday. So over his lunch hour, I say, okay, he hearts it. Then he says to me a short time later, can we do 12? I have a 1 o'clock. I say, yes, great, thanks. I got my times mixed up. Call's actually at 3. And then I have an 11 a.m. Can we do 12:45? And I say, good Lord. Kidding, it's fine. You said, good Lord is right. My schedule is dumb. And I said, it's a season. And you said, season of the B word.
I did.
Then you said, my 11 canceled. Let's do noon. Last change promise. And I said, okay. And then you said, take your time. My 1 o'clock moved to 2, so we're good.
Hey.
And I said, oh my word. And that was a lot to take you guys through. But what I'm trying to communicate is I have been flexible today. And there have been times on this podcast where I've gotten raked over the coals for my schedule. My schedule.
Okay.
And I have been ripped around 4 times, 5 times. So I'm here, and you have to be nice to me all day.
Now that you're off your soapbox, can I tell you something?
I'm still on it, but continue.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
I know it's 12:45, but I have a 12:48. Can we wrap this up?
I would not be surprised.
It just popped up. It just popped up while you were grandstanding, while you were in here ham boning, up here telling everyone what an unbelievable pious high and mitre you are. Here she comes.
My dirty laundry.
Here she comes, guys.
Dun, 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 dun.
Lil Miss Soapbox. LMSB coming in to tell everyone how much better she is than they. That's right. Grammar.
Yep.
Got it.
Got it.
Here's the thing about me, guys. I
am a grammarian.
Am busy. and I can't be pinned down by the likes of her or frankly, you listeners, by the likes of you, and you'll get what I give when I give it how I give it. And if I've got a 12:48, by God, I'm taking that 12:48 because here's the thing. This is how the sausage gets eaten. This is how the man makes the cake and paper.
For those who are just joining us, Brandon's in commercial real estate. And so you do have to be flexible. You have to be on your toes.
You got to. And here's the thing.
I know that.
And you don't because you got on our podcast and told everyone.
I just want him to know.
It's harrowing in here.
Anyway, what have you been up to?
Moving appointments around to deal with you and your monochromatic green situation you've got going here. What's going on, Major Pang? Here she is. Here's what's the Goldie Hawn movie? Private Schmivate. What?
Private Hawn.
Private Golders. She's got a movie. What? Private Benjamin.
Yeah, I'm wearing a lot of green.
I should have known that because I actually named my kid after that movie.
No, you didn't.
I did. I loved it growing up, and I said I can't name him Goldie. He's a boy.
Forget that this is my great grandfather's name.
No. Who?
Hey, you. Hey, you had a show last week.
Yeah, it was an art installation I did
Nude.
Well, the crowd was. It was weird. Somehow I was fully clothed.
Yeah.
And it was a nude crowd.
Right. You said show up in the buff.
Show pin the buff. And here's the thing. This is my art installation where the crowd is nude and I am clothed. So am I the crowd or are you the crowd? Is this a commentary on how the nakedness of America? I'm nudin' for Putin. Here he comes, international politics. Listen, tariffs.
Tear off your clothes.
Tariffs your clothes. Here we go. And that's art, my baby. What I did was I stood on a busy street corner on my own soapbox.
Yeah.
And I made a pie while a bunch of nudes watched.
What?
I made a cheesecake, a hands-free bakeless, and all the people, hands-free bakeless cheesecakes in town square while they looked on. And I did it because I'm insecure about my body. And I wanted to be able to make a cheesecake in front of a nude crowd of people so I could feel good about me for a change.
Did it work?
Nope. Feel worse somehow. I looked around and I went, you guys look great.
We feel worse too.
You guys look great. And then I ate an entire cheesecake while a nude crowd of very fit people watched me do it. Never have I felt worse about myself. Want to feel bad? Get a crowd of nude fitness influencers to watch you eat a cheesecake you just made. Anyway, guys, I had a show.
It was music. I was fully clothed. So was everyone else.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Pretty tame stuff, really.
Yeah.
Did that.
Yeah, last Thursday. And I apologize that we couldn't get there. Truly,
You didn't meet the dress code.
It's true. I was not willing to attend. But we had multiple illnesses in the home.
Yeah.
And it was just a weeknight. Here's the thing. I need you to perform on the weekends. And then I can come.
Yeah, no, trust me. I get it.
Because
I get it.
These weeknight shows.
I get it.
They're tough.
So I'm torn. I'm of two minds about the weekday thing because yes, when I'm out and the sun is down, I'm angry.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And especially on a weeknight because it's like, is there a new Deal or No Deal Island? Could I be at home?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Eating chicken? Like an adult? Just Thursdays are for chicken, guys. But then I also like the idea of if I'm done on the weekday, then my weekend nights are free to like veg and hang.
Right.
But I do get it.
You get more people out on a weekend.
I do get
especially people with kids.
Yeah.
Especially old people.
Yeah.
Like myself.
But here's the beauty of this situation is it was at the American Contemporary Music Academy at UCO. And so a lot of the crowd were there. There was a mixed bag of folks, some folks that, even pod listeners. Dear friend and listener of the pod, Jackie was there. And I'm always so excited to see Jackie. I saw an old friend named Monique, who I haven't seen in years. It was wonderful. But there were also a fair amount of like ACM and UCO students there.
Right. And they're flexible.
These youths. What is a weekday?
They don't have kids with the flu.
What's a weekday?
Right.
Oh, they've just got Riz and energy. And the rest of us have kids and lumbar support issues. Stay out of the mush pit. You might tweak a disc. Here's Brandon with his sciatic nerve issues, and you got this youth up front. Just this little pile of stem cells right here doesn't need 3 hours of sleep to be firing on all cylinders. Look at this human can of Monster Energy drink in the pit.
Don't you remember in college?
Yes.
I needed no sleep.
Yeah.
Ever. And it was nothing to stay up all night.
I was running
multiple nights in a row.
Right.
Doing what? I don't know. I don't know. And not because I was into substances, just because nothing could have been so important to stay up all night. I don't know.
No, I remember very distinctly staying up till 3, 4, 5 a.m., not even thinking twice about it, being up and at 'em for an 8 a.m. class.
Yeah.
Today, I slept 11 hours last night, and I feel worse than I've ever felt.
I'm jealous of your 11-hour stretch.
Yeah.
I don't think I've slept 11 hours.
I slept
in
for
years.
11 hours, but I peed 4 times. Guys, before you come for me in the comments, I got up to pee 4 times.
Question. When you are awakened in the night for whatever reason, to
Yeah.
use the restroom, whatever, do you find it difficult to fall back to sleep?
Depends.
Yeah, same.
No. I'm wearing Depends, so I don't get up to pee.
Well, we've talked about this. I think you and I have a similar strategy, which may not be the healthiest thing. You know, consult a sleep doctor. They'll tell you this is bad. But I keep my AirPods on my thing, and I'll just pop in a podcast.
Yeah.
And you can set the sleep timer, and then I'm out.
I like to
And
keep...
I try to do a very boring one. I have a list of very boring podcasts.
Do you listen to this one?
I do. Yeah, this is at the top of the list.
I'm so bored with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point. That's the reason I do this podcast, is so I have something to sleep to.
It's like a sleep machine.
Yeah, and then I wake up and I'm like, who was that?
My dreams were messed up.
I incepted my own self with my boring takes.
But yeah, that's my strategy.
No, there's a couple things.
Okay.
One, I do the same. I keep my pods right there.
Yeah, because you don't want to disturb Lindsay.
I don't, and I also don't want if I can keep my sleep paralysis demon at bay, so he's not hovering over me, just like eating soup, telling me like that tomorrow's going to be worse than today.
Why is your sleep paralysis demon eating soup?
Because it's cold outside. Don't ask ridiculous questions. he's a sleep paralysis demon who also likes a hearty soup. He likes a hearty cream-based soup, and he likes to hover over me, and he slurps it loud. and he slurps it, and then in between every slurp, he just goes, "You're a really insecure person, you know that?" And then you put on a couple, bud, and then that gray's really coming in on the temples.
Can't stay up all night anymore, can you?
Can't say, oh. As that left knee hurts, doesn't it? Need to pee? Can't move, can you? This thick and chunky is really doing me right.
Because it would be Campbell's.
It would. It's Campbell's thick and chunky. Well, aside from being menacing.
Yeah.
My sleep paralysis demon's also fiscally very responsible. He buys in bulk. He's an Aldi shopper.
He's a good steward.
Yeah, he's a good steward of his finances. Because, frankly, being my sleep paralysis demon doesn't pay great.
No.
But, so...
Wow.
There is a podcast. His name's like Beazelbuds, and he's Beazelbuns, and he comes in with his thick and hearty. Oh. No, that's not true. My sleep paralysis demon's not the devil.
So
His name's Troy.
You
He works at Aldi, and then he gets off late. He packs up a soup. He comes over to watch me sleep, then tell me how terrible I am at life.
and then goes back to Aldi.
And he goes back to Aldi because he works the graveyard shift.
Yeah.
There is a podcast called Sleep With Me. Have you ever listened to it?
No.
It's
Don't like the name.
okay. First off, it's
Prude.
It's a new podcast I'm doing. It's a sleep podcast where I only speak in French called Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? And it's just me being like, bonjour, je m'appelle Brandon.
Just mispronouncing all the words.
Ouais, tu sais, le falcon, c'est peu. Mais regarde ce qu'on a capé, c'est tu Troy, et c'est le...
I'm going to stop you there and tell you,
Aldi.
this is not relaxing.
Bien
There's too much guttural.
Oh,
That's too much of that.
That's called being French. And shut up, because this is me having some French onion soup while everyone tries to sleep, and I say, je m'appelle Troy, et c'est de Aldo. Merci le cup de soup.
Okay.
Is that French?
No.
That feels French.
There were probably a couple words on there.
As you title, chat noir. That's what I do, is I just... You're ready to sleep, and it's just me counting in French until you fall asleep. I just go, bonjour, day.
And in your head, you're just picturing those sheep jumping over a fence.
Un petit sheep.
What? So you listen to
It's French
podcasts.
for little sheep. No, it's called Sleep With Me, and don't be a pervert. Okay. It's about sleeping. And what it is it's a dude with a very
monotone.
It's monotone, but it's also
Sweet, tender, soft.
it's no.
Pleasant.
It's interesting.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Okay.
Is that right? He talks, but he speaks. It's all stream of consciousness, and he just tells a bedtime story that goes nowhere. He just talks.
Okay.
And it's nonsense. And I think the key is that it's nonsense, because if there's a story to track,
Yeah,
you're
going
going to want to see what's
Your
happening.
brain will engage.
Right. But he is he just meanders, and he just talks.
I might be here for this.
Yeah.
Do you listen to this? Is this what you
I have been known to, yes.
sleep with me? Well, that's an easy thing to remember.
Do you know,
And a thing I don't like.
I
But
heard
I'll listen.
I heard a lady talk about it years ago on a podcast. I don't even remember which podcast. And they were talking about it. This is why I listened to it. And I don't know why this was. I was like, you know what? I'll do it. They were talking about it, and they talked about the podcast, and they said, do you know who I found out listens to this Sleep With Me podcast? The actress who plays Daniel LaRusso's mom in the original Karate Kid. And I don't know why, but my first thought was like, if it's good enough for Miss LaRusso, I'm in. I'm in, because you know how much stress that lady had to deal with?
Right.
And if it's good enough for her,
Yeah.
her kid's getting beat up, his bike's getting thrown down a hill by a karate blonde,
Spending a lot of time with an old man that I don't know.
by a karate blonde and his skeleton boys. And here comes the maintenance man.
that I don't know well.
Don't know him, but take him.
Take him.
Take my kid.
Train him to fight people.
I'm working a double at the diner.
Yeah.
Also, the scene where Mr. Miyagi just beats the absolute crap out of a bunch of high schoolers, that's a crime. That's a crime. You're a lethally trained karate man, and you just beat up a bunch of dudes cosplaying skeleton boys.
Yeah.
All because they were just trying to roll up some reefers, and Daniel put the hose on them. You know, Daniel was asking for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he comes into a new school, and this is not a new take. I've heard this before, but think about it this way with me.
We're going to pull this thread, apparently.
You said at the beginning we don't have a lot to talk about, and
Well,
that's
we do
when
now.
that's when BB punches the clock, baby. You give me enough rope. You give me enough time, I'm going to fill it.
I'm going to hang myself with it.
Here we go. Ready?
Okay.
New kid in town.
Yeah.
Moves to town.
Yeah.
Starts to inexplicably get attention from the hottest girl in school.
You know why? It's because he pops that collar.
Everyone in school's popping it. Everyone.
Acid wash.
A-dub. Everyone's rocking.
Tiny little blue jeans.
Yeah, but tiny little boy.
Tiny.
Skinty.
Skinty.
Little guy. But here comes Elizabeth Shue,
Yeah. Throwing heat.
106 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Shue.
Great hair.
Great, all of it.
Feathered.
Shue.
Curls.
All of it. Shue. Do you know what they call her? They call her Puberty Shue. And it's because she was the starter pistol for a whole generation's pubescence.
That's not what they call her.
Her and Kelly Kapowski.
Yes.
You know what the Puberty Shue does? It goes kapow, Kapowski, and we're all out. Like we're at the Kentucky Derby, running. So here comes Shue. Sees a boy. Don't know why, but he's different. He's from out of town. He talks like this.
Yeah.
He's like a Vinnie Barbarino type. And so she comes over. She likes him. And Johnny just wants his girl and wants his gal. He's locked down Shue. And now Shue's trying to say, do you know what she's trying to say to Johnny? Shue.
Yeah.
But, and then so the Daniel comes in, sucker punches him on the beach. Doesn't work out well. Gets crap beat out of him. And Daniel needs to understand. Take your L, bud. Move on.
Yeah.
Leave Shue to the dudes
Yeah.
because it's not your time. Bro code, bro. But at the dance, that's the last straw. Johnny's just in there trying to, we don't condone it. But Johnny's just trying to roll up a jazz cigarette in the stall.
Yeah.
He's not in there pooping. He's in there rolling up a jazz cigarette.
I just find
Dressed as a skeleton. And then here comes Daniel in his shower costume that the old karate man made him.
Yeah.
That Mom just is fine with.
Yeah.
And he puts the hose on him.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
That was a bad move.
Put the hose on the skeleton boy rolling up the jazz cigarette. Fully expect to have your bicycle thrown down a hill.
Yep.
And that's life.
That's what happened.
Anyway, I'm just saying, Daniel had a lot of it coming.
It's just amazing to me how he can train to become such an elite athlete, having never even heard the word karate. In the time it takes to
that's not
watch
true.
a movie.
He took some classes at the local YMCA in Jersey before he moved to Reseda.
Okay, see, I missed that. Okay, that changes everything.
Well,
elite athlete.
Let's be real here. The karate instructors in Jersey did more harm than good. So you're not coming out of the Jersey karate class at the YMCA.
Do you know who's going to disagree with you right now? Sound effect sponsor Sweet D. D is a karate gal, and she's from Jersey.
Well, but she's from. You realize I'm not talking about Jersey as I am fairly certain I can't swing a dead cat in Jersey without hitting someone that could beat the living daylights out of me.
Sure, but are they doing karate?
It doesn't matter.
Probably not.
It doesn't matter.
Of them.
They can call it whatever they want.
Right.
It's gonna hurt me a lot.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
No, I don't. I'm not trying to cross Jersey because Jersey's chief export is D, and that rules.
Jersey's scrappy.
Yes, yeah.
Jersey
but here's
is
the thing. I'm talking more about, you could take it and put it anywhere. You could put it in Boise. You could put it in
Omaha.
Omaha. What else? What are some other towns? We have some time to fill. Let's list some towns. No, you could put it anywhere. I'm talking more about the YMCA karate.
Yeah.
Because Dee's a karate gal, but she deals in like proper karate.
Real karate.
Like karate.
Like karate.
Yep.
You know?
Karate.
You know?
We're not talking karate.
Yeah, that's different.
Sandy, karate.
That's different.
Guys, that was John Travolta talking about karate.
In case you didn't get it.
To Sandy.
You know, I have lived a lot of life today.
Okay.
And it's only 1:05 p.m.
Oh, I missed my 12:38. I really need a scheduling person.
You really do.
Do you know who's doing my scheduling? Troy.
It's a great day at Brandon Birdwell's office.
This is Troy, Brandon's sleep paralysis demon.
How may I assist you?
It's a great day at Brandon Birdwell Enterprises. This is Troy, Brandon Birdwell's sleep paralysis demon. Please hold. Soup break.
Yeah, so it's been a full day already. I got up early. I emailed my Congress people.
Okay.
Again. And today I limited my emails to one item. Just one.
What was it?
That I don't want to say.
Okay.
We don't get political here. But
your Congress emails.
yes.
Okay.
Because, man, you know, there's a lot of things, but I feel like I need to focus in. I need to lock in.
Go ahead.
And so I did that. And then I had coffee with a friend. And we were just talking about how life is a lot right now. You know, we're being bombarded with national news, with state news, with and then on top of that, life, right? And the difficult things that are going on interpersonally. And we've got kids and health issues and all these things. But, you know, I've heard a concept that's being thrown around in terms of the news, the volume of news. In terms of national and then in certain states, right?
Sure.
Based on state governments. And it's the term flooding the zone.
Okay.
And it's a tactic.
That's what I do 4 times a night. Brandon takes political takes and turns them into pee-pee shakes. Everything that you think is important really is not, because nothing is real and we're just a big pee joke in the toilet of life, just circle in the drain until someone takes a plunger and sucks us back up again to do it all over and over and over. Nobody's finding a four-leaf clover, because luck isn't real. Pain is real. Everything sucks. Have some soup and shut up.
Listen.
Flooding the zone.
Flooding the zone. And it's a tactic, and it's just very chaotic. And I do think we need to be aware of this. And I think it's for a variety of reasons, but I do think it's a tactic that kind of lulls people into a state of hopelessness and sort of apathy. And so I just want to challenge people to not become apathetic, right? Because we are facing a lot of issues of all kinds. And so don't become apathetic, guys. Do not be lulled into a state of hopelessness, because we are certainly not there. But gosh, engaging with the media would certainly make you believe that we are. Anyway, so you had your show last week and it went well.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was super fun. We played with dear friend JB, and we had the whole band of fellas out, and like man, I gotta tell you, I'm a victim of my own fortune when it comes to playing with people, especially because we have over time added people along the way, and then we added a bunch of horn players. So we like have a full horn section. And I feel like I don't ever want to play a full band show without horns ever again, because they're so fun. Why are you taping the dog?
Continue.
I need Final Cut on that video.
Okay.
We had all the horns, and then at the end of the set, this was fun. JB, he sent me a text during the set that said, keep everything set up and I'll come up and we'll like jam for like 15 minutes of my set. I didn't see it. And as we were about to start tearing down, he came up and was like, stay up, let's play. And so we did like a full like 15 minutes of us just like jamming and playing, and JB freestyling and rapping and doing the whole thing. It was super fun.
I missed that.
It was super
love when
fun.
You guys do that.
It was super fun.
Because I wish I could do that, but I cannot.
Freestyle
We've
rap?
established that, yeah.
Well, it's all about just following your heart.
And I can't do that, apparently.
No, you can't, because it takes you to some very sad places.
It can.
And you know what? That's when the rapping gets real good.
Yeah.
Because we can connect with it. You know what I'm saying? Pestilence.
Oh.
Pain.
Yeah. Sickness.
Toilet paper duty stain.
Illin.
Chillin'. Nope. Feelin'.
Feelin'.
Deeper than I wanna.
So my week last week, and I shared that this would be happening, was painting all last week. I painted Hope's walls, all 4 of them. Painted Hope's furniture, and I listened to podcasts all day, every day. And it was delightful. But I will say by day 3, I was sore. Because you know when you're painting and you're reaching and you're like bending down, and you find yourself sore when you're of an age.
Well, sure.
And you're like, oh, that I didn't do anything to warrant this, but actually you might have, just by bending down.
Just by existing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that. I feel very accomplished. Still not finished yet, but we're getting there. And it's been so fun. She's loving it. And it's one of those times, excuse me, as a parent where you're like, oh, it's a new phase. Like the walls were still the same color that they were when she was a baby. Like they were her nursery walls. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, a new phase. Like she's going to be going into middle school, and it's like a grown-up room. And it's very sweet.
Is it gothy?
Everything is. We did blacks and grays.
God, I would.
Pops of silver.
Yeah. I just can't wait.
Pops of dark purple.
I feel like.
Kidding.
It would be. Hope's goth phase would be hilarious.
Yeah. She could rock it.
I mean, sure.
A lot of black lace.
I just think that like if one day I showed up and Hope was like V goth.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Yeah. Platform boots.
Yeah.
Corset.
She's just so small. Mm-hmm. She's a small goth.
Yeah.
SMOL.
Yeah.
GOTH. Small goth.
Yeah. So that's been great. Friday night, big happenings.
Yeah, sure.
Asher's first official dance.
Oh, okay.
Cotillion. We call it the social now.
Yeah, well,
I don't know why.
I do.
Why?
Because cotillion sounds cotillion. Copellion. Cocopellion.
Croissant.
The croissant dance. God, that's a dance that young Brandon would have attended.
Yeah, I want to go to that.
Flaky.
Buttery.
Here he comes.
So that was a big deal.
I actually won Mr. Croissant at the croissant dance when I was a kid. It wasn't even a vote. I just showed up and they go, here he is.
I'm here.
Here's Monsieur Croissant.
Give me my crown.
And it's made of croissants.
Yeah.
And it didn't make it out the door.
But yeah, it was big happening. So Asher wore a suit for the first time in his life. He wore a Harrison suit that he had worn to the socials.
Hair suit.
The hair suit. And I think he kind of liked the way he looked in that suit.
Of course he did.
You might see him in it.
I'm going to tell you right now, and I can say this because I was that age. Asher is very much in his feeling himself era right now.
Well, and he should be. He's great.
I think it's great, but he's very much in like the little boy confidence feeling himself era. So putting a suit on him, that's like walk around like
little boy. He's
Yeah.
soon to be 14.
That's
How
a little-
dare you?
Well, you know what I mean.
I don't know. I think I do, but I don't think he's going to know what you mean. You must explain yourself. Middle school.
You're a little baby. That's what I think. Look at you in your suit, you baby suit.
You're making it worse.
You're worse.
You're making it way worse.
Nice suit, baby.
He looked amazing. And a lot of the guys and gals wore their formal wear with Jordans,
Of course they did.
with their Jordans. And they looked good. And their feet were comfy. More importantly.
These are the same kids.
Oh, no. Here we go.
All aboard.
Here we go.
Welcome to Get Off My Lawn Corner
Yeah.
with Brandon.
Yeah.
These are the same youths who would try to claim that LeBron James is the GOAT. Are you wearing LeBron shoes to your croissant dance? Probably not. You're wearing MJs. You're showing up in Jordans. You let me
Jordans are
know.
it.
Yeah. Well, they've always been it.
They're
And that's why
Oklahoma.
he's goated. And LeBron's a skibbity toilet.
No.
He is a skibbity toilet.
Who said that?
I just did.
Wow.
From my porch to you on my lawn. Get off of it. I'm just saying. That's the crux.
Yeah.
Is you could talk all day about stats. You could talk about the game now versus the game then, so on and so forth. Inevitably, what the GOAT debate's going to come down to is cultural relevance over time. And if these little croissants are showing up to their cotillions wearing LeBron James shoes,
They're not.
they're not. Do you know what they're wearing? They're wearing Michael Jordan Air Gorgums. And then they're leaving, and you know what they're putting on? They're putting on the real GOATs, Birkenstockies.
Crocs.
Birkenstockies and M. Gorgons.
They are.
And LeBron James is over here. Mm-hmm. He didn't even get a croissant.
Everything's coming back around.
He never left.
Well, it kind of did.
I'm just saying.
I feel like Nike kind of faded and then roared back.
But no. Jordans are technically their own like arm of. There's like the Jumpman brand that exists under the umbrella of Nike. I could be getting this wrong, but I do know that Jordan has his own thing. I'm just saying that the Jordan brand single-handedly launched the sneakerhead movement and has maintained as the king.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely. And the kids looked sharp in them.
Don't give me your LeBron James.
No, I'm not.
If
I
you're
never
not
brought it
wearing
up.
his shoes with your hair suit
You're
to your
fake.
crescent,
You're fake.
you ball ring. You basic.
You're basic. Okay. Anyway, school was canceled in Oklahoma. Public schools canceled in much of Oklahoma on Friday because of the flu.
Yeah.
A flu outbreak.
Yeah.
An epidemic, guys. I don't know if that's technically correct.
Don't
But
spread
the
misinformation.
teachers were sick. The students, they couldn't get enough subs. I've never seen anything like it. They didn't have school, but you know we still did. Had cotillion.
Did they really? They canceled school but had the crescent?
Technically, the social dance is not a school-sanctioned event.
Yeah, well,
It's put on by the parents.
it's put on by this.
But it was probably a super spreader.
I was about to say, welcome.
what I'm saying.
Welcome to the super spreader croissant.
Yes.
Where we get everyone sick.
So we were. I had volunteered to help. I helped decorate. We blew up a lot of balloons.
Sure.
For a balloon arch.
Sure. Oh gosh, a balloon arch.
So festive.
Well.
So celebratory.
Sure.
It looked great. It looked really good. They had hired a gal to do it. She did a phenomenal job.
The thing about a balloon arch is
stars.
that through this arch, you shall not pass the flu. The flu cannot go underneath
It's a force field.
Ancient remedy, a balloon arch.
Right.
Just place it at your door, and any and all flu bugs.
Yeah.
It's like a vampire. They have to be invited in.
That's it. That's great.
I love it.
So we did have a mom at the door doing sanitizer as people came in. Then I was assigned to buffet duty because it was not only a dance, it was a meal.
Okay.
So
good. Let's go let's go hand to mouth with it.
Right,
sure.
Exactly. So I was assigned to be buffet duty. My initial duty would have been to just maintain order at the buffet, and I had a whole speech prepared.
I was on buffet duty at that age too. It's different, but
No, but for reals, apparently there was another dance. I'm not going to say which school, but they had wreaked havoc at the buffet. People were pushing.
oh,
Food was knocked over.
sure.
And we said, at our dance, that's not happening.
No.
We're
Order.
not. We will maintain order at this buffet.
This is a cotillion.
Yeah.
Sir, this is not the gathering of the juggalos. This is a cotillion buffet. This is not a slop trough. Madison, this is not a slop trough. Get your mini skirt down. Okay? There's too much space between your skirt and Michael Jordan. You need to leave. Just listen. Everyone, this is not a Brandon Birdwell exhibition where we all show up as we came into this world. This is a cotillion, and these chicken fingers.
They did serve chicken fingers.
Of course they did. Of course
and
they
mac
did.
and cheese. They were delicious. But I did maintain order at the buffet. I also distributed hand sanitizer yet again. No one was touching the utensils without being sanitized first.
Sure.
And I kept saying things like, we're not getting the flu tonight, guys.
Sure.
We're not going to get it.
Sure.
And so I feel like that plus the balloon arch protected us.
Yeah, well, it's just multiple layers of protection.
It's science.
Yeah, it's very Dumbledorean. You cast multiple layers of protection.
Yes.
And then you're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so then the music began. And I will say the DJ was great because middle schoolers need a bit of a push, a nudge, if you will, to get the party started. We talked last week about let's get it started, right?
Yeah.
He didn't play that, but he did do some line dancing that he taught them.
Man.
They need it. No, but listen.
This party's getting...
You get them out there with that, and it gets them all participating. You know what he also did? And this brought back a lot of memes. A snowball dance. Did 2 of those.
Yeah.
Where you start out with 1 or 2 couples on the thing, and then they dance for a bit, and then he pauses the music, and then they have to go get another partner. And then by the end, the whole floor is full.
Yeah, no, it's
good.
good.
You know what? They're not going to do dance on their own.
It's good, I think, just as a cultural experiment, I think it's really good to take the anxiety and pain of being last picked in kickball and make that a romantic scenario.
Oh, you're
So
right.
what you do is you take the last picked.
But there were so many kids not picked because the song's not long enough.
And now it's less about your athletic ability and ability to dodge a ball and more about
Your Riz.
your Riz.
But there were lots of kids not picked. And I will say this.
It's called the Riz ball dance, and everyone
Loses. No, but here's the thing too, though. Because they're in middle school and this was the first dance, there was a lot of like backing up, and running away
There's a lot of backing up when I
from
dance
the
too.
people. I'm just saying, I don't think people felt left out because by the end of the song, there weren't that many couples actually dancing. You know what I mean?
Because
they weren't brave enough to do it.
and modern
Sorry,
songs
guys.
are short.
They're short.
It's not like we're out here Beethoven's Fifth.
November Rain. That's a long song.
I'll tell you what. That's the song that should play during the Riz ball dance. Because
Give
now
everybody a chance.
you got a little wallflower over here. At some point,
Yeah.
come on, come on.
Yeah.
Slash is soloing, and he's going to be for a hot minute. So
But what if you don't have enough kids? I don't know. I'm just saying it was a fun way.
What if it's an odd number of
That's
kids?
what I'm saying.
You
Sorry.
are wildly gesturing with your hands.
Knocking things off of shelves.
You have knocked over so many tchotchkes today.
Just that one.
Multiple
Repeatedly.
times.
Anyway.
And do you know, it's a skeleton that you've knocked down. And you know how many bones are in the human body? You've knocked them all down numerous times.
Yeah.
I count them all as an individual tchotchke.
Oh, okay.
So, nice job.
Nice job. Very destructive. But I will say, it got very damp in the room.
Oh, dude, the cloud.
And we had to open doors, which then shifted my responsibility to perimeter monitor.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I needed to monitor that perimeter.
Just a bunch of...
I needed to. There were some shenanigans.
That's what I'm saying.
Not on my watch.
Yeah.
No.
Flu Lagoon.
Get back in here.
Just
And so I told Asher after, I said, if some of the kids are saying that Asher's mom is a B word, that this is why.
No,
I had to bring him back in the building.
I've talked to so many people that weren't even at that dance.
Who say that about me?
No, listen.
Well, sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, not sorry. I'm out here I'm serving. I'm protecting
Yeah.
the children.
Inappropriate contact.
Out of here. Leave room for the Holy Spirit, kids.
Cloud of hormone stink.
Yeah.
All these kids are spraying cologne on top of it because
Smell
that's
maxing.
a thing.
We've talked about smell maxing.
Yeah. Well, that coupled with flu,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
It's dangerous.
It's the Flu Lagoon, and it's taking us all under.
Flu Lagoon. It's
Welcome.
really good. I was talking earlier, so I missed that.
You missed it, and it was
That's
good.
the title of the episode.
Welcome to the Flu Lagoon.
That's it.
Welcome to the Flu Lagoon, Brooke Shields and blonde guy.
I liked it better before.
Yes, and. Okay? I don't need a no but.
But here's what I'll say. Overall, the night went swimmingly. Did we infect people
Welcome
with
to the Flu Lagoon.
Did kids get the flu there? Probably. But you know what? It was fun, and the kids were respectful overall, and it was really a delightful night.
Yeah.
I was pumped. Asher had a blast.
The
He did
DJ
not
got
stop
him on
moving.
the floor.
He did.
Gave him a line dance, the hippest line dance, the hazmat shuffle. They all went out there. Now cover your mouth.
Cough 3 times.
Smell Max one time.
It was great. And the parents worked their tails off and put on a really phenomenal event. And I don't fault them for going ahead with it. When you have food for 200 kids nearly and decorations and the venue and all the things, you have to make the hard call. Do we do this? Do we not? And hopefully people who are sick will stay home. And they went ahead with it. And I think it was the right move. Anyway, guys, what?
Just a hard pivot. Oh, man.
Okay, it was Groundhog Day.
Okay.
Punxsutawney Phil saw the shadow. 6 more weeks of winter, as if we need that.
Well, I mean, it's
But
rare that it's not.
Guess what, guys? It was 80 degrees here yesterday.
Yeah, but it's not now.
It's 40.
He is the prognosticator of all prognosticators. He does not get it wrong.
What I loved is that you guys were watching the local coverage in Punxsy.
Man.
Because as we've shared, your wife Lindsay is from Punxsutawney,
She is.
Pennsylvania.
She is.
So you guys celebrate big time
Oh, yeah.
up in here. You've been there.
I have.
You've been to the stump.
I have.
But you sent us a video of a gal dancing on the stump.
Oh, man.
She was jumping.
Jumping.
They were doing a stage show.
Yeah. Oh,
There were some beauty queens.
Can I tell you that stage show
Yeah.
went on a real long time?
Sure. It's the biggest day of the year.
There were local bands.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
Polka.
There's the group of guys in the top hats that do the thing. They're called the Inner Circle.
Ooh, that sounds
Dude,
dark.
if they're the fact that they don't call themselves the Philuminati is like such a waste, by the way.
That's amazing.
But they come out and they do the thing, and it's a big deal in the town to be in
Sure.
the Inner Circle.
Of course it is.
You could murder and get away with it, I bet.
1,000%.
1,000 times.
Yeah.
And then the town would be empty because
Yeah.
there's not that many people. But
Only Phil would remain
so a gal gets up on the thing,
on the stump. Which is
Dancing.
where Phil appears.
dancing to Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
Sure.
Don't know why. It's because it's a great sing-along.
They're hoping it'll get. Listen, you could liken that to a shadow. We're not going for the shadow.
Okay.
Bright side.
Good. Sure. I like what you're doing.
Okay.
But there's a guy on a Garth Brooks head mic and a top hat shouting the lyrics about every 15th lyric because that's what he knows.
Right.
Jealousy! And then this girl jumps up on the stump, which I feel like has to be illegal because there's a groundhog in there. Can you imagine?
The fear.
Jumping.
He's thinking the roof's caving in.
Right. And he's got a job to do.
Yeah.
And she's bouncing around up there, dancing in a circle. The top's made of like copper. It's wet out.
Oh.
You know where this is going.
It was the best, guys.
She falls off the stump.
Falls right off.
Real hard.
Looks like she fell in from an angle.
Hard.
Yeah.
And she eats it.
She's out of the frame.
And then the guy doesn't wait a split second before he goes, "She's okay." You didn't confirm that she's okay. She could be a dead person.
But then the next shot, she was back up there.
Back up dancing.
She hadn't had time to process. She was in shock.
She was saying, if I get back up here and really give them what for, they're going to forget I'm the gal that fell off the stump.
Bless her.
I remember very well.
We remember.
We rewound it. I taped it. I
sent it out.
She fell down.
She did.
And listen.
Let's try to get her on the pod. Can we track her down?
After her performance, she's a tough get.
Right.
Like,
probably.
She's got all the late nights lined up. She's on Colbert tonight.
Yeah.
Talking about the harrowing fall off the stump.
Yeah. The interview will last 2 minutes.
And she'll fall.
Yeah.
And then she'll get right back up. And then we got another 2 minutes.
Commercial break.
But no, anyone, just so you know, I realize we have a whole nother year before it happens again.
Right.
Please do yourself a favor. Seek out the live coverage of.
Did you guys watch it on the TV or did you watch it, like, how did you find it?
A streaming service.
Okay.
And we found it, and it was the local coverage. And it was delightfully unhinged.
Top tier.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fire. They had a pyro.
Ooh.
Shooting glitter into the crowd.
Sure.
Sing-alongs, local bands. Crazy.
It's a big day in Punxsutawney.
Fallen. Hogs.
Yeah.
Anyway.
6 more weeks in winter.
Just people with signs in the crowd. There's a sign in the crowd that says, I like big hogs and I cannot lie.
I saw that.
Like people living life. Mm-hmm. So good.
Yeah. So the Grammys happened, but do you know what I wrote in the thing? It says grannies, and that was not intentional. But that's appropriate because that's how I feel.
Well, those happened too, I'm sure.
I saw a post from Pop Culture on the Instagram.
Okay.
And it was a fashion post of couples at the Grammys together.
Sure.
It was the most slides you can add at one time. So I don't know how many that is. 10, 15, what is it? 20?
I don't know.
I knew 20% of the people in those.
That's because you don't have your finger on the pulse of what's happening.
I really don't. And guess what? I don't really care to.
I know it all.
Because let me tell you something about the fashion at the Grammys.
Go ahead.
It was indecent. There were some of those things. Did you see Kanye's wife?
Yes.
That was naked. No clothes.
Yeah, no,
That's not okay.
I mean,
when we as a society,
when it's an art show,
accept, and when we post these things, it's like there are children. There are children.
I was more offended by the thing on Jaden Smith's head.
I didn't even see that. I do know who he is, though.
Yeah, he's Will Smith's progeny.
I know that.
I don't care for him.
Guys, put some clothes on. Put it on. Put some clothes on.
Let's Ms. Kanye,
not
Miss Centauri, whatever her name is.
She's a beautiful gal.
You put some clothes on.
Yeah.
Jaden, you take that thing off your head.
Right. And then we'll be great.
And then everyone's good.
Here's what I will say. I did see that Beyonce won the country music with the Cowboy Carter. Uh-huh. And I saw a thing that said, I saw that Taylor Swift presented her with the award.
Yeah.
And then Kanye was asked to leave because of the fashion faux pas. But I don't know if that really happened. Did that happen? Were they escorted out
I wouldn't
because
be
of
surprised.
the nudity?
They should have been. But listen.
But that's public.
We could
indecency.
do a whole episode on the Grammys because conspiracy theories abound.
Really?
Abound.
See, I didn't even watch it all.
Album of the year, conspiracy theories.
Who won that?
Beyonce.
Oh, she won the Cowboy Carter one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now, listen, subject to opinion.
Sure.
I find it very fascinating that Taylor Swift presented her with Country Album of the Year.
Yes.
And I'll tell you this.
What?
If that was Country Album of the Year, you need to tell the other country artists who were nominated against her's faces, because when they lost it, they were displeased. Now, genre is a construct. Beyonce is perfectly capable of making a country album, same as anyone is capable of making an album across genres. Beyonce is an incredibly talented individual.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the album myself, but that's just one man's opinion.
That's okay.
I find it fascinating that Taylor Swift, Album of the Year winner from last year, presented her with her Country Album of the Year.
Uh-huh.
And then she won Album of the Year at the end of the ceremony. Miley Cyrus, when she spoke before presenting an award, there's this whole "you must thank Beyonce" in your speech, like conspiracy theory that people always thank her even when she's not related to the situation. Miley said before opening the Song of the Year envelope, even if it's not you, Beyonce, I might just say that it is. Like, there's this whole conspiracy theory around Beyonce's power in the industry, hers and Jay-Z's.
Weird.
1 year after Jay-Z took the stage and reprimanded the Recording Academy publicly for Beyonce being the winningest Grammy participant of all time, the person with the most Grammys in history, but never winning Album of the Year, he's like, that doesn't make sense. Basically reprimanded the Grammys on stage last year at the Grammys.
I vaguely remember that.
1 year later, she wins Album of the Year. I don't know, guys.
Well,
And if one thing about me that's true, whether it's true or not, I love a conspiracy
I'm going to
theory.
believe it.
I love a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah.
Let's work on that, bud.
No. No, you're part of the problem.
He's over here in his
I'm just saying.
his tinfoil.
I enjoyed
the windows are blacked out.
I did enjoy watching the Grammys, and
I did not watch. I just did the fashion recap after, and I was horrified. Horrified.
Listen.
And I don't know who these people are.
Do you want to know
And that's my review.
the biggest winner? The biggest winner at the Grammys.
Okay.
Okay, Beyonce.
Yes.
I would say.
Queen Bey.
And you know what? She's a legend.
Yeah,
Here's your Grammy.
She absolutely.
Here's your Grammy. Biggest loser at the Grammys? Drake.
Oh.
Wasn't nominated, wasn't there. But you know what? The first diss track, hip hop diss track to ever win a Grammy, won Song of the Year and Record of the Year. And it's the song that
Kendrick. Oh.
the song that just destroyed Drake this year.
Oh,
So
gosh.
not only did Drake get destroyed in the beef, it won Song of the Year and Record of the Year. And then
Super Bowl.
in a week, it's getting performed at the Super Bowl.
Oof.
It is the most, and
How mean?
the crowd's reaction to it, there's deeper stuff going on. The industry's done with Drake. Their
I feel like
reaction,
the industry has
their
got its
reactions.
own problems.
Well, it's got more than one, but I'm just saying, 99 problems. That's rap. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Again, my tinfoil hat is on, baby,
Yeah, it
and
is.
stays on.
Okay.
It's hot glued on. The way the crowd reacted to Kendrick winning was, it felt very much like, less like, oh, this was a rap beef that like just brought a dude down, and more like he had some enemies in the industry that are pleased.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Yikes.
The
I
fil-
don't
the
know
f-
how I like that.
The Filluminati's behind it.
Listen. Okay. What's your algorithm? Anything?
Go ahead.
Conspiracy theories?
No. Not that
I
you
would
know
like
of.
to-
No.
Oh,
Jacob Acrobat.
okay.
He's an acrobat.
Okay.
What do you think his name is?
Yeah.
It's Troy. That, and then there's a guy named Gordon Kindness.
Oh.
It's not what you think.
Oh.
It's a guy who tries food. He's British. He's very British. And every time he tries food, he refers to sauces as, I need to have some wet, and he dips it. And then when he tries things, if he likes it, he goes, oh, that's right. Nice.
Oh, I do like that.
It's great. So those are my two.
I would like to direct people to Positively Kathy. I've been following Kathy because she is probably, I'd say Kathy's in her 60s. She likes to go through high fashion magazines and find ads and then recreate the ads with clothes from her closet down to the pose. And it'll be like Prada or Vogue or whatever. And she talks like this. And at the end, she'll go, "How do you like that?"
And then Gordon goes, "That's right, nice."
Yeah. But Kathy also has been sharing a lot of recipes because she's on the carnivore diet. A lot of gelatin.
Oh, okay.
She makes meat bars.
Okay.
She makes a beef tallow mousse.
I could hang out with Kathy.
But the other day, inexplicably, and I wonder if it's what's going on in the world, Kathy sat down in front of the phone and she read, with no explanation or context, just a good chunk of the book of Revelation. And then it ended.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with Kathy, but I'm here to find out.
And then he did behold a Kathy on a white horse.
I don't know.
Here she comes.
I don't know.
Gelatin in one hand. And the Slim Jim of righteousness in the other.
It's kind of what it feels like. So I don't know, guys, but Positively
Man, the
Kathy.
Slim Jim of righteousness didn't even get a tee-hee out of you? No, you're fired. Get out.
It's over.
You're
Okay,
over.
Gosh. Okay. What you been watching, reading, or listening to?
Watched a documentary called Running with Speed with Ben and Lindsay. It was it's about speed running video games, and I got to tell you, had a wonderful time.
Hey.
And we watched it because we just watched A Fistful of Quarters, The King of Kong, which is the story of a guy going for the King Kong or the Donkey Kong world record.
That's
It's
a
great.
good title.
And all the
Fistful of
intrigue
Quarters.
and espionage that went along with it. And then there's a guy years later, we went into YouTube and like searched him out. There's a guy who was falsifying information.
About Kong?
Yeah, about his Kong scores.
Oh, as if you can't track that.
His name's Billy Mitchell, and he's a real rat fink.
Ooh,
That's from me, not from the documentary. That's my hot take.
intrigue.
Come on the pod and defend yourself, Billy Mitchell. I bet you won't.
Sponsor us, Kong.
Conjure us.
Sponsor us. Okay, quickly. We've been watching the latest season of Survivor. Don't tell us who won. We're about to find out tonight. 47.
Who are the people on it?
The people who are left are, oh my gosh, Genevieve just left. We have Rachel.
Yeah. That's the season. Okay.
The latest.
That's a great season.
I'm going to tell you what, it's the most fashionable season.
Yeah.
Also, people with the best teeth.
Yeah.
What a bunch of smiles.
I would disagree. The best season ever was the first season with Richard Hatch because it was the most fashionable.
Yeah.
Because he was more. He and Kanye's lady have the same stylist.
There it is. Oh, man.
Yeah.
What's your warm heart?
Sorry, no. Would you have anything else that you're watching, reading, or listening to?
Yeah, but we don't have time for it. I'll get into my list of podcasts next week. Warm heart.
Sleep With Me is the podcast. That's it.
Okay.
Warm heart. You go.
Oh, I thought it was me.
Okay, it's you. You're great. You're wonderful.
Mine is working on Hope's room with her. We're having a blast, and it's so sweet.
Mine is Hope's goth phase. Dark Hearts of Carnage with Hope. Anyway, okay, bye.
Take care of yourselves, guys. Bye.